Good morning and welcome to today's Facebook Live on this very bright and sunny Friday morning. I'm watching all the little sparrows out of the window, attacking the bird table, having their breakfast. Haven't had mine yet, but I've got my cup of tea, so all will be good. So today's the day I should hopefully be getting my pre-order arriving. So if the doorbell goes and I squeal with excitement and run off, that is why. I promise I'll come back. So that is due today. So pre-order, that's exciting. So that's new things to play with, new things to share, new things to look at. My catalogues hadn't dispatched yet, so I'm still not going to be able to send catalogues out to you, but I can send some of the things, and hopefully they will be in here in time for me to get them into your hands for the 1st of the beginning of June, which is a couple of weeks yet, still away. Where are we? We're the 15th today, aren't we? So I should still be able to get those in your hand. Morning, Caroline. Okay. Shopping is equally important if it's food shopping. That's what my son does. He's out there now delivering people's food shopping or helping them to collect it, depending what bit he's on today. But yes, very important. So very important job. So yeah, I'm a big supporter of the delivery guys. So give them a whoop whoop from us. So morning everybody. So we've got Caroline, Valerie, Lisa, Sarah, Emma, Beryl. Anybody else that joins us, do come on in and say hello. A quick shout out, I don't know whether she will catch this at any point, but a quick shout out to Anita. Had a very pretty card come through the post yesterday. I've had such a lovely post. It gets, a bit, there's no nice post today, only boring post. I don't want to look at bills or those sorts of things. Make me nice post. So I've had some lovely cards and things. So if I haven't given you a shout out, apologies. I do appreciate them all. They are just gorgeous. And it's one of my jobs. I've got a whole pile here of cards that I need to send out. So it's an ongoing task, isn't it? But today we had a bit of a sneak at this My Meadow yesterday, and I thought, I think we should play with this, because when I opened it yesterday, I hadn't even touched it. I have now. It has seen a little bit of ink, but not nearly enough, so I think that's what we'll play with today. And again, this is another stamp set. I don't know what I've picked up on the back of that. Another stamp set that is carrying over into the new catalogue. I keep saying that. I am just going to double check that I am right in that. I had it in my to carry over section of my storage, so I'm hoping that yes, indeed it is. It's carrying over into the new catalogue. So I think it's time we had a bit of a play. So I've grabbed a whole pile of inks. Who knows, I might decide I need other colours and have to go and fetch other colours, but that's not a big issue. And I've also grabbed various little bits of paper and things. I will apologise now. We are well into hay fever season, and I have got a particularly sort of sniffly nose today. So I will try and keep that under control. Try not to sneeze too much, but apologies if I do. I just, we look forward to the nice weather. I just happen to be allergic to it. Never mind. Okay. My Meadow. So I think, as I say, I've not really played with this, so this is all going to be experimentation. Let's get ourselves a bit of shimmery white cardstock. That seems like a good way to go. And I'm going to cut this. Let's go 13.9 by 9.5. That gives us then, that's a nice sort of canvas to play with, and gives us is what a new colour being generated. Hannah, sorry, doesn't take much for me to miss the point. Good morning, Hannah. Right, so let's have a little look at this stamp set and what we've got in here. We obviously got these tree trunks. We've got these little bits here that could be pebbles on the ground. These could be stalks for flowers. These could be, so they could be perhaps tulips or little flowers in the grass. These could be leaves on the trees, blossom on the trees, or little flowers on the grass. Is, you know, likewise with these, it's entirely up to you. Do you want to add those to your trees, or do you want to have them on the ground? Here's some grass just here. We've obviously got two pieces of a wheelbarrow. So we've got the base of the wheelbarrow and the main body of the wheelbarrow. We've got various little blobby bits, which again could be blossom on the tree, could be snow. Here again, whatever you like. We've got these swirly bits, so these could be grass. There could be areas of grass, could be areas of water, could be a lake. You've got this like sort of stream bit here. Make quite a nice wizard's hat, that, doesn't it? This looks as if this could be quite a nice sort of cloud effect, as does this one. You've got this bigger section here that, say, could be ground, could be water. You've got your birds, you've got like this gazebo, and you've got your bridge. Another taller tree there. So lots of elements that you can build up to be whatever it is that you want them to be. Now I'm going to start, I think, with this. We'll go upside down wizard's hat. Coming down here. About there, possibly. It's a photopolymer stamp set, so I am going to bring in my piercing mat to go underneath my canvas. Oh, my nose running. Yes, no, I hope that's not a new colour Dream generated. That's not something we want to be crafting with, particularly not at the moment. Right, so let's ink up this stamp. Grab a piece of kitchen towel, just wipe off that excess ink, and I'm going to stamp that about there. Have like a bit of a stream running down the centre of our card. I'm going to take the bridge and I'm going to grab some soft suede. See, I knew I wouldn't have all the colours I wanted. Thinking in terms of flowers and greenery, wasn't thinking in terms of buildings and construction. So let's pick up that stamp just there, ink that up, and we want our bridge coming over our water. Oh, shall we try that once more, and we'll put the bridge on the right way round. That will make so much difference, won't it? There we go. Let me just bring in my Simply chamois, which is very wet because I've just had it sitting in water, to bring it up to life. Good job the back door's open, just throwing water out the back door. Let's try that once more with feeling, shall we? Let's dry that stamp. Let's turn it over. This is what happens if you stamp that stamp on the reverse. We're now going to reverse our piece of cardstock and we'll try that once more. Oh dear, happens to the best of us. Let's go with our stream. Coming down here. Again, I've picked up lots of ink on that corner. It's because actually my block is too big for this stamp. That's what tends to happen. You pick up excess ink on your corners. Right, having turned my stamp round the right way, let's try that again. Now at the moment that looks like our bridge is floating in midair, so let's bring in some grassy bits. Now this could of course turn out to be a complete and utter disaster because I am just making it up as I go along. But these stamps do tend to be quite forgiving. Let's turn it round this way. And we'll have our grass coming in that side. And some grass coming in that side. I'm going to take this little one with the looks like little stones. Where's that gone? There we are. And I think we'll have some grey granite. Let's have a few little stones coming in round the edge of this stream under the bridge. I'm going to bring in this longer piece just here, and I think I'm going to build in some more grass. I'm going to clean up this stamp that we've used to stamp some greenery. Now I'm going to ink that up with blue. I'm going to have our stream coming out into sort of a pond. Just going to blend that out a bit, and I think we'll bring in some of these little grasses, and where those two bits of water meet, and bring in the old olive, I think, so we'll go a different green. Add in some sort of reed type effect. I think I'm going to come down a bit further with this grass, sort of just building that up. I'll have a few more of these little stones. Just is building up picture. We'll come in with these trees. I'll have these in this background just here. I've done those in grey granite, but that's okay. And then take this little block again, and this time some of the old olive. And I've just got these little sort of blobby bits just here, and I'm just going to build up some leaves. On those trees in the background. And then again, another of the little stamps. Let's have a look at, got these little florally ones. Let's have this little cluster of flowers here, and let's go flirty flamingo. Let's have a few little patches of flowers in the grass. And I think we'll take one of the big trees. So this big tree just here, let's pop that on a block. Let's this time make sure that we do get the soft suede, because we want this one to be a little bit more prominent. We'll have this one sort of down here in the foreground, and then we've got the stamp here that's sort of got more, slightly bigger cluster of leaves on it. So again, I think we'll go old olive. And we'll add in leaves on this tree. A bit of first and second generation stamping, so we get a a nice variation. Oh, I think somewhere did I pick up a... Ooh. Now, shall we go? Gorgeous grape, I think. And I'll take another of these little flower type images. And we'll just stamp that around the base of the tree. Now, what I might add is, might come in and add a bit of the chalk white. That will just help to blend out where those, add sort of little ripples and blend where those two colours came together. Also take my blender pen and just add in a bit more blue in that top section so we can see some water under the bridge. And then I think the only other thing for us to do is my water aqua painter. Some of the balmy blue ink. Let's just add in a bit of blue sky. Bring some in around this tree. Tongue out now, this is trying to concentrate. Beautiful. I think we've got some little birds in here. We have. Let's just put in some little birds flying in the sky. And then we shall want a greeting, but I think what I will do is I'm going to trim this back. I'm going to pop in a bit more green down here so that we don't get white line. I think I might possibly put another little bit of actually I think some random little rocky bits we'll have coming just there. Okay, so let me just close up some of this ink because we've got lots of colours out. But that's not a bad little picture that we've created there. Not bad for our first effort, our first play. First test to see what these things do. Let me just move these to one side for a minute. And I'm just going to trim that down and chop off that bottom bit. So about like there. And I think we'll just need to add in a little smidge more green on the bottom. They're really lovely stamps to have a play with, and just to see what different things you can create, and as I say, they're very, very forgiving. So, you know, that's got a bit of a line, let's just add something on the top, and so it goes on. Let's give that, let's bring in a piece of black card. And that is now 13.9 by 8.5. So 9, 14.4. Just make sure I've not picked up any stamps on the bottom of my. Let me just take a minute to put these stamps back on the mat and make sure we've got them all, and then we can carry on and build up. There's so many little tiny stamps in here. So that's that one. There's our birds. There's our larger leaf. Here's our grass. Our little rocks are just there. Upside down wizard's hat. Swooshy bit. Those little flowers, the tall tree, shorter tree. Just picked up those rocks on my finger again. Those are those little sort of almost tulipy type flowers. The bigger swoosh, and last but not least, the bridge. Hi Glenda, just doing a head count on the little stamps before we carry on sticking this together, because we've had lots of them out creating our picture. So lots of stamps, lots of colours. Let's bring in some Tombow. That's what happens if you try and stamp your bridge the wrong way round on the reverse. You get a blob, but we're going to hide that. That doesn't want to come out. Let's try another one. Thank you, Tracy. It is only just, it is playing. As you say, that's where we started, with a blobby bridge, because I got stamped the wrong way round. But it is almost like, don't give up on it. Don't go, oh, that looks awful. just keep going, okay, well, what else can I put in it? Which is what we did with that. So we haven't got our gazebo in there. We could have perhaps had a little gazebo, but it is more meadowy, that one, isn't it? Where the gazebo sort of talks of more like a garden, sort of almost like a Japanese style garden, whereas this is sort of out in the countryside somewhere. So I think we'll go with a whisper white background. Let's cut that to 14.9. Swing it round. So obviously I've done that on shimmery white. You could do that on watercolour card if you wanted it to have more of a canvassy effect. You could do it on shimmery white card, and then we could have run the whole thing through the settles. So the stamp set is the My Meadow stamp set. So My Meadow stamp set is one that is in the current catalogue. Hi Angie, but is also carrying over. And literally, this is the first time today I've really played with it. We had it yesterday what did we do with it yesterday? We used this blob. So yesterday we used that blob in the background here and the splatter from the poppies to make the background for our badger. Just to prove that you don't need to use water brushes. You can do it all with stamps. And today we've literally done it all with stamps. I think it doesn't want to be white, does it? Balmy blue, green. I think it needs to be something like that, doesn't it? Let me grab Flirty Flamingo, because we have got Flirty Flamingos in there, but the white is not. My blades arrived, was that yesterday? Day before. Blue, green, pink. Actually, I think blue. I think that is better. Good grammatical English there. Let's go 14.9. And a half. Yes, so my blade arrived the day before. It was on Wednesday. Oh, so is it cutter in there too? In the catalogue, do you mean, Tracy? Yes, so the new trimmer is in the catalogue too. Beautiful. Well, we need a bit of a greeting on there. Now, this stamp set doesn't have any greetings. So, actually, I quite like this. So this is the Beautiful Moment stamp set. I love this stamp set. And I quite liked the Collect Beautiful Moments sentiment out of that. It seemed to sit quite nicely with that whole background on there. And I think I'm going to be very brave, and I'm going to stamp that direct onto that card. I'm going to take some stays on. I'm going to ink it up very well. Just going to make sure that it is stamping beautifully. Yes. Drum roll. Ta-da! Doesn't matter how long you've been stamping, you still have your, ooh, dare I do that, direct to card moments. I think I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that and just raise it up. But I don't think I'm going to do anything else with the background. I'm just going to let the picture speak for itself. Are we off? Yes. There. So that's our painted picture. Let's pop that there. For the second card, I thought I'd just use some elements from here to create a background. I want to have a play with the wheelbarrow. Where is, there it is. I think we'll go with some, have some smoky slate for the actual wheelbarrow piece. Let me put that up there so it doesn't get, let's not do what we did earlier. Let's make sure, yes, that we've got it the right way around, because otherwise you just get blobs. That's not good. Useful if you want a shadow, but not useful if you want to actually have an image, a detailed image. To grab my smoky slate re-inker. Just going to re-ink that ink pad. Okay, so I'm now going to take just want a piece of Whisper White card, and I'm going to cut it so it is, let's go 13.9, swing it round 9.5, and then this way, I think I want to randomly stamp some wheelbarrows on the back of here. Okay, clean that up. And then let's bring in a little wheelbarrow body. And what colours shall we have? Some Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green. I think I've got a Mango Melody somewhere. I'm going to go mad and add in a red. Let's. Right. Let's stamp some nice bright wheelbarrows. I think that's possibly, we'll see, might need to come back, but let's have a look if that is sufficient red ones. We'll have a yellow one, Mango Melody one there, and one here. Granny Apple Green one there. Another one here. We have a Coastal Cabana one here. Another one there. We'll make that one Poppy Parade one. Oh, I've managed to get ink on my hands and on that bottom corner. And I think, what else could we have scattered in amongst our wheelbarrows? We could have some splatterings of perhaps Mango Melody flowers. Then I'm thinking perhaps a bit of grass. Where's that grass one gone? And we'll do some Oh, let's keep going with a bit of Coastal Cabana grass. It's not a bad shout, is it? Okay. And I think we need one more thing, so let's do some rocks. This is just going to be a background piece. I am having a piece on the top, so I'm not worried too much about some of the gaps in the middle. think we'll go back in with the smoky slate, just because probably red rocks would be very odd. So again, it's just a question of building up, using all the little stamps to build up pictures and things. So that's quite a nice sort of gardeny background there. I'm thinking we've got some poppy parade somewhere. Poppy parade card base might be quite fun. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to now bring in a different stamp set completely for my main focal image, and the stamp set that I'd have picked up is this one, A Good Man, and this guy in his deck chair, and I'm thinking the idea that he's, particularly perhaps in this lockdown, he's been spending all his time on the garden, and now he's having a bit of a relax. So let's wants to be smaller than that, but let me stamp the image, and then we'll see how big it needs to be around it. So I think I'm going to stamp it in Stays On. I think because we've used the inks, we'll use the Carry On and use those inks to colour him in, I think. So Stays On it is. In fact, actually, we might get in this way. Perfect. Sort of height is he? So it's about 8.5. Brilliant. Obviously I'm going to put something behind that to break up the two pieces of card, but there we have our hard-working gardener kicking back his heels in his deck chair, and a bit of rest and relaxation, well deserved, I'm sure. So let's bring in the colours that we used in that front piece. So we'll give him some green grass to be sitting on. Obviously he could have been, this stamp, he could be on the beach, but on this occasion we're going to have him in the grass. And I think actually I'm going to take our grassy stamp and we'll just add in some tufts of grass. And actually I think to keep the colours we'll do a bit of sky in Coastal Cabana rather than I'm going to water that down quite well so that it's a fairly soft shade. And what I've picked up just there, but we can always add in some birds. Let's come between here, underneath his deck chair. Let's give him, let's give him some Poppy Parade shorts. And I think we'll go in with a Mango Melody t-shirt, just keeping the colours the same as were in our background. We'll give him a nice red band on his hat. But we'll perhaps go smoky slate. Going to bring in some petal pink, hopefully. Just to give him a bit of skin tone. At the moment he's looking very pasty. Now we just need something for his deck chair. Let's come back to our original colours. We've used some Coastal Cabana, Granny Green, we've used Poppy Parade and Mango Melody. So we have used all of those colours. So we might need to introduce another colour for that deck chair. Where we could perhaps go. Come in and make it Granny Apple Green rather than bring in another colour. But I'll make it quite a bright Granny Apple Green. There we are. Just going to add a smudge more grass under here. Right, okay. So I think I'm going to cut a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock at 14.4 by 10. And I'm going to have another bit at 6 by 9. And then we'll bring back in our Whisper White card that we had earlier that we decided against using. So we've got all our wheelbarrows and our grass and our flowers in the background there. And then on the top, we've got our guy who's kicking back his heels in the background. So let's stick those bits together. And this one on here. And then stick this on here. Ooh, that's wiggled. Oh, now we've got a smudge on there. I'll sort that out in just a moment. It's because I've got a mucky finger. There's glue off my finger. That's it. So I think we'll have a Relax Your Way. I think that needs to be in black. Just trim that down. Now, does that want a little red banner? I think perhaps it does. That's not quite big enough. Let's just bring in a bit more Poppy Parade card. And trim that. Just going to snip the end. Okay, so I think we'll pop this on here. We'll add in a banner. That's not very straight, is it? I'm going to take that little piece of grass just there and some granny apple green, because this side of the card there just needs to be a bit of a gap, so let's just fill that. Okay, so we've got relax your way, and I think inside we'll have this greeting that says you do a great job of being a great guy. We have actually got Father's Day coming up in June. Would be a good, well, both of those would be quite good for Father's Day, wouldn't they? And I think on this inside as well, let me pop the top on my stays on. Let's go real red, I think. Granny apple green, smoky slate. On this inside, let's do another little wheelbarrow. A real red body. Let's just have a bit of grass sitting in the bottom there. So there we go. So that was using those images to create our background, although our focal image came from a different stamp set, a fabulous stamp set, but a different stamp set. We still used a lot of the elements from this Meadow stamp set to create that background. So let's bring in, let's move my relaxing guy to one side and bring in both of these cards. So my Meadow, we've used it to create this sort of almost watercolour effect landscape picture, and then on this one we've used it to create this wheelbarrow background for this fun guy relaxing in his deck chair in the garden, presumably having spent all morning hard at it with his wheelbarrow. So I hope you've enjoyed those. They've been fun. Look out for an unboxing video at some point, hopefully today. We've also got another couple of bits on today, so it's I shall try and squeeze one of those in and share with you what I've received in my box. But have a lovely weekend. I think here in the UK the weather is set to get a bit warmer again, having had some really chilly weather this week. I think the weekend is looking fair, so have a lovely weekend, and I will be back on Monday.